Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now March 25th of 2020, and ever since the release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, a lot of fans around the world have been very intrigued about the future of the Star Wars franchise by Disney and Lucasfilm. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that we do know that they are primarily focused on their new Star Wars trilogy as well as their new Disney Plus TV series to come throughout this entire decade of the 2020s that's really going to make up for the new Star Wars universe. Now, a lot of you guys may be very curious about what in the world this new universe is going to be like. Well, essentially, it's going to be modeled after the MCU, given the fact that the movies and the TV shows will all interconnect with each other as well as with the comics, books, novels, and video games. That's all going to make up this new EU that is really going to be far larger than the old one that we got back in the 1990s and the early 2000s. And the good thing about this is that when we look at everything related to Disney is that they really are trying to borrow a lot of elements from Star Wars Legends as well as resurrecting Star Wars Legends material as we know it. Now, one project in particular that a lot of fans have their eyes on is of course Star Wars The Mandalorian Season 2, and that is actually said to give a cameo of Ahsoka Tano portrayed by Rosario Dawson that's going to tease the Ahsoka Tano TV series. And when it all comes down to the Ahsoka Tano TV series, what's really intriguing about all of this is, of course, now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of films, as well as their new Star Wars universe. It's noted that currently Disney is focused on Disney Plus in order to develop tons of live-action shows that will play a major role as part of the new Star Wars expanded universe, that will also tie directly into the new Star Wars movies. Now, currently Disney is developing an Ahsoka Tano TV series, and that they are looking at Rosario Dawson to portray the role of Ahsoka Tano. However, they aim to release this sometime in 2022 or 23, and that they are developing the story to take place after the events of Star Wars Rebels Season 4, that would also introduce a side story of a live-action version of Thrawn, and a live-action version of Ezra Bridger. Now, it's noted that Lucasfilm has all eyes on Mena Massoud to portray the role of Ezra Bridger in the upcoming Ahsoka Tano TV series, to tell a side story that will take place all over in the unknown regions. It's explained that this will also connect to the planned Star Wars Rebels animated sequel series that Lucasfilm is currently developing as well, to create a new era of Star Wars that fans have never seen before in the franchise. Lucasfilm's Dave Filoni is said to be the one who wants Mena Massoud to portray his role as Ezra Bridger after seeing his great performance in the Aladdin live-action film by Disney, and given that Mena has experience with Disney, it's said to make the process smoother for casting for Ezra Bridger. It's noted that the Ahsoka Tano TV series is planned to be 8 episodes long in length, and that would parallel the number of episodes for The Mandalorian Season 1. So, the good thing about this is that they are expanding on many of the animated characters, not just Ahsoka, but of course also Grand Admiral Thrawn, and let's not forget Ezra Bridger. The thing that's so great about these three characters coming into the form of live action is that it's going to make these characters more familiar, or should I say, it's going to boost the familiarity between a lot of Star Wars fans about who these characters really are. You know, a lot of fans don't necessarily watch, Rebels or the Clone Wars, and are not all too familiar with characters like Ahsoka or, Ezra Bridger or Grand Admiral Thrawn or all those characters thrown in there, right? So, the good, positive thing about this is that Disney is really trying to really boost the familiarity of these characters to make them standard characters like Luke, Vader, Anakin, etc. And I think that's a really good move. I think that's a step in the right direction, and this is all done by Dave Filoni. Let's not forget that Filoni now has full creative control over the new Star Wars universe alongside with Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau is going to play a major role in all of this. In fact, you guys may recall that the new Disney CEO, Bob Chapek, actually, gave both Jon and Dave, more creative power over Kathleen Kennedy to take care of this new universe that's really going to evolve the franchise as we know it. So that, to me, I think is very inspiring. The fact that, Bob Iger kind of also had a hand in this. We remember that Bob Iger stated at the Rise of Skywalker premiere that he sees a lot of George within Jon Favreau, a lot of George Lucas within Jon Favreau. And we can see already that, obviously, Dave Filoni, who was the protege of George Lucas, because he worked very closely with him on the Clone Wars, and George lended a lot of his ideas for the Clone Wars animated TV series, seasons 1 through 6 specifically, and how season 7 really does bring a close to George's legacy when it comes to the animated TV show. So, like I say, I'm very much excited about this. I know that a lot of fans out there may dislike Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka, but my point of view on Ezra Bridger's live-action form of how they have all eyes on Mina Masood, great casting, it really does look like the live-action version of Ezra if you take a look at him. Maybe I'm wrong, but let me know what you guys think about all this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Thank you.